Hello, hello, hello. Whoops, I lost somebody there. What happened?
I do. I don't know what I did. I'm back.
I lost somebody. I'm like, okay, what happened here? I don't know.
Hello, Don. How are you today on
Good. How are you?
Halloween Eve?
Yes, I know. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready. I don't have any candy to pass out, but I am eating my own candy now. So
A little payday.
my mom had so much candy when I went to Michigan. I was like, I don't need to see another piece of candy, but here I am.
I tell you, I was out today to take care of some things, and also somebody took me out for a Sunday. I mean, for a Sunday, for a birthday lunch, and then afterwards. And it was interesting that there was such an energy today out and about, and I was like, I couldn't figure out what's going on, but I thought, there's something happening. I don't know what it is. It was really really weird, and I'm curious to see what's going to be coming of it, because I think that there's something that just something popping. I just don't know. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to bring. I tell you what, too, I really am picking up something early next year, like the second or third month, from the second or third month on through to like the fifth month. So like February or March through May, I just pick up a major kind of bump an energy, a bump in the road, a little, and then not just a blip. I'm talking a bump that's going to put us, and it's going to shake us a little bit. But the interesting thing is, I pick up that energy. I also pick up the energy that that reminds you is that when the whole world convulses like that, or when the whole country convulses, I think that's kind of a better thing for everybody, because you really can't take it personally. It's like nothing you did made it convulse. Nothing, then it's like it's a universe thing. It's something that's just going to happen, and you just have to work through it. And we bounce back. That's the cool part. We always bounce back. So I'm putting it out there, everybody. When it happens, if it happens, and I believe it will, just ride the roller coaster, but know that you're going to be fine and you're going to get your way through it. Okay, this is not going to be a run to the hills and protect her. It's going to be crazy energy, and again, a bit of a falling off a cliff kind of feeling, but we're going to be fine, and we will get through it. And again, this is the first. It's like this between the second and third month it starts, and then it carries on until like April, May. And so it's like, you know what? We're big. We've been through a lot, and this country will be through more, and we will still come through it. That's the best I can say. So, and I hope the hell I'm wrong. I really do, because I really don't want us to have to even go through that. But I just feel it. I just feel like there's something coming. It's like this. There's an energy building, and it's like a crescendo. It's like,
I'm just trying to get through November 5th.
oh Lord have mercy. That one. I was actually watching today some of the TikTok folks who watch the report. They're reporting there's it's called Election Lab, I think it is, in Florida, University of Florida, and they have some of the most up to date information on tracking ballot returns and all those things. And it was interesting. They went through state by state, and they told us what each state was bringing. Who was first of all, how many ballots are coming in, and then from those ballots, how many are Democrat, how many are Republican, how many are independent. They even had some breakdown. Some states actually collect the data even on male versus female. Not every state does, but some states do collect that data, and so they actually had data on male versus female. I'll tell you what, the women are pissed. If this is consistent with what we're going to see at the polls or on election day, and again, remember the early ballots, people showing up, which means they're not going to be there on election day because they've already voted. But it's a trend, and I'm telling you, the women in this country are showing up, and showing out. And Georgia had 2.1 million early ballots and early votes, right? At this point, 4 years ago,
Oh,
there
wow.
are 3 million already. And
Oh,
they're
that's good.
shattering records. I mean, just shattering records.
Listen, a lot of us are fighting for our freedom. So
Hell yeah.
women are like, listen, I got to get out there. I got to make some hard decisions, especially if I have little children. I don't think that I can have little children now. Like at this age, I don't know that I would want any. I'm so glad that my son is 18 and I just don't have to go through that. I just don't know that I would want to. And I know that, every generation has this, this kind of stuff going on, but it's just so scary. Like I don't know.
Yeah. I think this one, but I'm 61. As you all know, I just had a birthday on
Happy
Saturday. What is
birthday.
Saturday? Or no, Monday. It was Monday. I can't remember. Oh my God. But I mean,
That's 61 catching up.
exactly. It's already visited upon me. But it's interesting. I have 61 years, and I've seen many elections. I got to see Carter come in and then Carter leave. I saw Reagan come in and Reagan stay for another term. I saw Papa Bush come in and leave after his first term. I've seen all the elections, and I've been through each. And remember, I'm a political junkie. I love politics. I eat politics for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I warn people on my personal if any of you on my personal Facebook page, I gave fair warning. I said, if you don't like politics, you better unplug me. Just don't unsubscribe or put me on timeout. I'm good with it because I go into politics, and I have actually been restrained because believe me, I have so much
No, you
ugly.
usually are very vocal. I remember the last election, so I was like, "Oh, this is about to be good."
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've been more restrained than I even thought I could be. Oh Lord, I gotta uh, oh
I
my
was in Michigan for a week, and I saw so many political ads that when I got back home and opened our ballot, I was looking for their names. Like, wait, what was his name? And I said, wait, those are Michigan. I had seen the ad so many times. They had it was like thousands of, and I was just like, I've been here a week, and I really came home and was like, what was that guy's name? And I was like, oh, those aren't our people. That media will program you. Thank you, Miss Bonnie.
oh yes, yes. So yeah, I totally get that. Oh, and it's interesting. I got to play one video for you though. This is not party specific, so I'm not going to go down that path. I know not to do that because it's like I respect everybody, but you got to see this because I thought this was funny only because of the way somebody reacted online, and I had to react back. Okay, so I want to play this one. So in advance, I'm giving you all a warning. It's not specific to one thing, but it's to one person, the person who did something, and I had to do a response. So let me see if I can get it to play. Let me click this over. Okay, why isn't it working? Here we go. And then let me do this. Nice video.
With over 8 million broadcasts and over
video.
600 million viewers engaged monthly, Restream
Should have
is the
done
number
already, I
one
see.
tool to increase your live audience organically. Restream enables you to create, analyze, and share your high-quality streams to over 30 different social networks at once. In this video, we'll go over all the different parts of Restream,
Ignore this
from
part.
Restream Studio to our analytics, combined chat, events, and more. So, let's get right into it. Multi-streaming is the next step in the evolution of content creation, and Restream takes us a step further by enabling broadcasters to escape platform boundaries. Restream makes it effortless to grow your core audience across all of your existing social platforms without needing to spend extra time directing your audience to just one platform. To get started, first, create your
face.
Oh, no. Ain't no way in hell. Lord have mercy. These Orange Minute supporters will do anything to get a vote for him. Election 2021. Oh, Lord. So I
But
had
if they be serious now, they will fight you. They will fight you down.
I had to do that because when he said that, I thought, oh, I got to play with that. I have to play with that because the way he said it, he was so. And I said, oh Lord, and I went in a very nasty way.
Now you are getting so good at the editing too. I haven't even tiptoed into it.
So anyway, yeah, that was I had to play with that video. I couldn't help it, And even if it was the other side, I would have probably had to play with it because the way he said it, if somebody come in my face, I'm like, oh no, he didn't. Did he know what he just said? So I had to cut her. I'm like, oh no, I need to do this. Oh, I'm terrible. I know. Anyway, The good part is by the time we come back next Wednesday, we won't know. Maybe we probably won't know, but maybe we'll have a better idea. I'll put it that way. But I do know for sure. Again, if y'all are interested, go to the University of Florida. I think it's University of Florida, and it's their election lab, and it's all online. You can go see it, and you can see by state what the numbers are. And I'm telling you, state after state after state after state are breaking records with early votes. People are decided they're not waiting to the end. They're not going to play that game, and I like that.
We're afraid.
It's good.
We are definitely afraid.
However, Pennsylvania. Damn you, Pennsylvania! Pennsylvania, the GOP a few years ago was trying to discourage early voting and voting by mail, and so they made a rule that they cannot start processing, not counting, not even just can't even process the ballots until after the polls close. Now, these are all these ballots that are coming in, right? And there's in Texas, it's 6 million already. 6 million's come in Texas already. And so again, Pennsylvania has a large number too, as you know, and they can't even process. They can't check signatures. They can't check dates. They can't run them through a machine. They can't do anything except collect them. Now,
they need about 5,000 people to do that on election day?
Exactly.
We don't know who the president is until the 11/11.
And that's the problem. Is what happened is last time that we saw this, the people who voted on election day, their ballots were immediately counted, right? And so as soon as the thing was left and the polls closed, and then the county said, "This is what we have," and then they said, "Now we have those. Now go ahead and do these." And everybody saw that one person was ahead in 2020 on the night of. And then as all of the early votes came in that were cast early, and there was one party who cast a lot of early votes back then, remember, because they were saying don't trust them. And so one party and that party voted so heavily in the beginning, in advance voting, that they all then, it shifted. And then they said, we don't trust it. Well, it's not because of people voting. It's because of the way they created the structure. But
that's not the narrative they're ever going to let us hear, Don.
Exactly. But and the government, I mean, in that sense, the government of Pennsylvania needs to get its shit together and say, you know what? If they come in, at least let us check the signatures, let us verify dates and signatures so we can verify. And some of these states have requirement of 2 witnesses signing on it too. So whatever the rules are, believe it or not, there are certain states where you have to have 2 witnesses witness that you signed it and you sealed it and you dated it. I mean, it's just absolutely asinine. But you know why that is? Again, it's like, let's dissuade people from early voting.
And I tell people all the time, if your vote didn't count, because a lot of people say, oh, my vote doesn't count. If they didn't count, they wouldn't be trying to steal it. They wouldn't be trying to discount it. Your vote matters a lot more than you think.
Yeah, and everybody out there, again, not talking partisan right now, and I'm trying to avoid the partisan, but talking facts. And the one thing, if you voted early, every state Secretary of State has a ballot tracking mechanism, because the United States Post Office, thank goodness, instituted a process that helps with that. And so when you mail your early vote back, or when you drop it in a Dropbox, you can go to your Secretary of State's website and you can find Track My Ballot, it's what it's called, or it's called vote.org. Both of them will do the same thing. Vote.org is the national one, which takes you to a local. And then you put in certain qualifiers, usually the last name, the last 4 of your social, your county you're in, and then something else. And when you do, it'll tell you where your ballot is. It's like, was the ballot mailed but not returned? Then there's no return date. Once it's returned, you'll get a return date. Once it's accepted, which in other words, it fit all the criteria, you'll get the word accepted. So the good part is you can track your ballot and make sure that your voice is heard and not rejected, which is good. And I've done that with our whole household. I went through and checked everybody's, and all of ours have been not only just received, but accepted, which is nice. So check. Yeah, because the good part is if it's rejected, you can reach out to the Secretary of State and say, why was it rejected? They say, well, maybe the signature looked different. And then you can clear that up with them. But you don't want your vote not to be heard. I don't care which side you're on. I think everybody should vote, and I think everybody has a voice, and they should let that voice be heard. And so, for me, that's nonpartisan.
Listen, I've been treating my ballot like cash money. I've been so careful with it. Don't put food on it. Don't get no grease on it. Don't put no cup on it. Just put it here. It should be a fast pace. I'm so scared to mess it up. I don't want nothing
Mhm.
to mess it up. I'm trying to get it to the ballot, to the box. I am going to finish it. I'm going to go to the two websites that you gave me, Progressive Arizona, and then I think my friend told me ABC 15, and then another one you told me about. To look up some of the proposals because, like, we had so many. Like I keep telling people, our ballot is 4 pages. Do not go to the polls thinking that you just about to breeze in and breeze out, and it's 17 or 20 proposals on there and 50 judges. It is a lot of judges on there. So definitely go to Progressive Arizona and look up those judges so
Yep.
you can know who you should retain and who you shouldn't retain. I'm
Yep.
not gonna tell you anything, but y'all better look at them Supreme Court people real close.
And there's only 2 in the Supreme Court that's up for renewal. And you do what you want to do, but don't renew them. Well, I'll just put
At
that
least at least look at it really close. Don't go in there and just think, oh, I'm gonna retain everybody. You
exactly.
need to actually look and see what, do they align with your values and what
Yep.
your or do you know your values? A lot of people say, oh, they don't align with my values. Do you know what your values are?
Yes. Yep. 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 And here in Arizona, thank goodness, we're also voting on a woman's right to make decisions between her and her doctor. And I hope to hell that, and I believe we'll do the right thing. You know what? Arizona legalized weed on the medical part. Their legislator wouldn't do it. We did it by ballot. Then we came back and we did it by ballot when it came to personal use. And so again, we're changing over here, thank God. And then, so I'm hoping that the proposition for a woman's right to have a healthcare decisions that are between her and her doctor, and so
139.
come on through. I'm hoping they come on through. That's all I can say. I just, it's like there are certain things, and again, to me, that's not partisan. To me, that's just, you know what? I guess my sisters, I grew up with strong women. And I grew up with women who knew what they needed to do. They weren't. Everybody says, it's using this for a birth control method. It's using it for, I'm going to have that today, and then I'll have sex tomorrow, and I'll get another one the next day. And no, believe me, anybody who has to make that choice, and again, I'll never have to make it. I never had to make it. But more importantly, I cannot believe in my heart of hearts that anybody would take that so cavalierly. And so for anybody to say that women do, it doesn't give women respect enough to understand that what women have to do to make that choice. It's not easy. And when there's 64,565 women in 14 states in the last 16 months who are carrying their rapist's baby and cannot get an abortion, I'm like, you lost your damn mind to make that happen. If that's your mother, your wife, your daughter, and you're telling them they have to give birth and raise that child if they choose, saying, hey, I can't, because every time I see that child, it's like, I don't know. I don't get it. And again, I know I'm like, whatever, but I can't help it. This one question has me so bonkers because I just can't seem, first of all, if you don't want an abortion, don't get one. But don't tell somebody, if you don't want a same-sex marriage, don't get one. If you don't want to have a relationship with a same-sex person, don't have one. I'm not telling you to have one. But I'm telling you.
But don't take away my right to decide whichever way I want to go.
Yeah. And so for me, it's just a very plain, simple argument. It's like, really, I'm again, mind your own damn business, as I've heard many times over
Find the business that pays you.
Exactly. And I tell you what, when you hear about the women, the 10-year-old whose father raped her and she had to leave her state and go to another state, and then that state's attorney general wanted to put in jail the doctor in another state who had a right to do what he did because that state has a different rule. I mean, you put doctors you start putting doctors in prison, and you definitely rang my bell there because, I live with a doctor, and he would never do anything to violate his oath. And he would always do something to ensure that he's helping people. He's a cancer doctor. He heals, and he would never, and to tell me that he would go to jail because he's doing what he knows is right. Get out of my damn business.
Exactly, Miss Julie. Exactly.
Yep. So
hey,
anyway.
Tanya, Hi, Bonnie.
Sorry,
Oh
go
my
on.
gosh, creating balances in here. I haven't seen her in so long, God.
Hey, Cynthia,
Where's Miss Linda? I haven't seen Miss Linda. What y'all do with Miss Linda?
is you sure you haven't put her like in like a home or something? That's not good. That's not good.
That's
I saw creating balance. I was over
I
at
know, like
at
crazy.
the psychic, at the market something, and it's like an outdoor thing where we have these stores called Marketplace, and
Mhm.
they're little booths and everybody's vendors, and so I'm walking, and all of a sudden here's, "Hey Don," and I look over and I see this person in this hat with the brim down, and I'm like, "Who's under there?" And oh, it's Cynthia, and that's like, oh my god, I hadn't seen her in so long, so it was great to see you, Cynthia.
Oh
It was
my gosh, good to see you, Cindy. Hey, Alexa.
Yeah, so I love
Oh
that
my
name,
gosh.
Montalvo Collier, Catalina. I love that name.
Hello, Catalina. That's
That's the easiest one. Yeah, absolutely.
wait a minute. Miss Bonnie said, "Hey Kim." Where do you see Kim in?
Yeah, Mercantile Market. Yep, that was right. Yep, that was the one downtown. That was a fun day. It was a great day. It was warm though, warmer than we anticipated, but it was good. But Cynthia looked great too. I'm like, Cynthia, whatever you're doing, I'm telling you, you were. She was, and of course she had. Can I give away? Can I give it away, Cynthia? She had a bow on her arm. Cynthia, all right.
Right now.
Mama's free now, so Mama's like, you know what? I have the right. I'm gonna take care of it. That was nice. So, and I probably wasn't supposed to say it, but oh, sorry. Cynthia, I just spill the tea all the time. My bad.
She had a friend. My coworker always says a gentleman caller.
A gentleman caller, yes, yes. And he was handsome too, by the way. He was handsome.
Oh, Izzy, why, Izzy, why are you on here?
I
Causing us
saw it too.
problems.
Yeah. Oh, Izzy, my dear, let me play a little something for you. I picked this up a few weeks ago, so this one's for you, my dear.
Say, I haven't had my coffee yet, and I'm in no mood for stupid, irresponsible remarks.
My favorite will always be the one about
T.S. Madison.
T.S. Madison. That would
Yeah.
always be my favorite.
Yes, yes, yes. And by the way, happy Halloween to everybody. It's tomorrow,
Yeah.
and we did a little something in advance so you can enjoy. That one turned out pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it. Nicole says, how come I don't see all the comments? You only see the comments on the platform you're on. We're on about 5 or 6 different platforms, and so they all stream in for us to see, but you individually only see the platform that you're on. Unless you go on YouTube, if you go on a Don's YouTube, you can see every comment because Restream Bot will play them through on YouTube, but I don't know that it'll do it on Facebook, and I see that.
Yeah, because the bots used to work on most of them, but I don't know if this new by switching over to the new system, I have to check and make sure that thing.
Well, I know this morning when I was watching Julie, it was the Restream bot was working. I can look at yours now and it'll tell me
Okay.
because it only works on the person who's actually hosting it.
Mm-hmm.
So let me look. Hmm.
Do. Well,
Yeah,
Angie,
it's showing them all on yours.
oh, good. Yep.
Hey, Pamela. Where's our Pam? I haven't seen her in a long time. I haven't heard from her in a long time either.
Oh yeah, Pam Krause.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a while. Yeah, I talked. Well, she
I
wished me.
did not know her last name. I'm like, oh, that sounds right.
Well, actually, her name's not even Kraus. It's something else, but I knew her as Pam Kraus, and so that's always stuck in my head. And so every once in a while, she would remind me, "Well, it's now really this, and then it's this," and I'm like, "My bad. I'm
I'm
sorry."
like, yeah, that doesn't sound like what I see online, but yeah.
Yeah, it's I can't remember what her last name. Her new, well, not new because again, she divorced the guy. You know, that's but I can't remember that name. That's terrible.
Hey, Marley, how are you? Carolina, any signs for me? Like, you just mean you want a general reading? Is that what you're asking?
Angie, I think this is the one you were talking about, by the way.
Equivalent to my hush.
Exactly. That's my favorite.
Yeah, we haven't seen that in a while. I hadn't had that loaded, so that's kind of nice.
Okay. I love that one. Yes.
Yeah,
Catalina says yes. She just wants a general reading. Well, let me see what I got for you,
super.
Catalina.
Love that.
Can you tell us how to pronounce the first part of your name? We do mediumship. If spirits come in, we can't guarantee that any one spirit will come in, but if a spirit comes in for you, we will tell you what is being said.
Hmm. Absolutely, absolutely, positively.
Bonnie, don't even say that. That's not what she said. Oh, Don Rachel McCantis has a message for you.
Rachel, I don't see it.
Rachel McCantis, Don, I emailed you, but I haven't heard from you. Did you get the address I sent for the signed copy of the book?
No, I haven't. I was wondering what happened to you, because I don't think I don't
This
recall
is his email address. Are you using this email address at the bottom, Rachel?
this one, Rachel. And Rachel, if you email me now while we're live, I can tell you if I receive it, which is nice because I do not recall having received it. And so let me know. And yeah, because the book is yours. So Rachel was the winner last month of the book, and so yeah. So I owe her the book, and yes, and I'm glad you reminded me. But no, I don't recall having received it, Rachel. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. How come I don't see Rachel's question? Well, now I see it. Yes, I use the one. Okay, I'll send the email now. Super, Rachel. As you do that, go ahead and send it, and then let me know. Confirm when you sent it, and I will make sure I check my emails. Yeah, this is and the email I use for that. I have somebody named Dina just sent me one. That's not you, right? No, that's not you. You don't use Dina as your name, right?
Catalina, for your reading, I asked what it is that you need to know, and they show me it's nighttime. There's a lighthouse, there's smoke, and you are out to sea. And so it's like you're looking for a destination. You're looking for where to go. You're looking for answers. You're looking for help. It's like you're floating out. So if it's nighttime for me, that means it's something under the cover of darkness, something that has to do with shame, or something that you don't want anybody to know. The mist that I'm seeing makes me believe that you are something is clouding your vision and you can't see the correct answer, and it's nighttime. So again, it's something that you don't want people to know, but you're looking for a lighthouse, and a lighthouse is usually what guides you back. So you're looking for someone to guide you back. You're looking for your guides or your higher power to help you to make this decision. I keep hearing relocate, relocate, relocate. So is the decision that you're trying to make whether you should move or not move? Because I heard echo in my head, relocate, relocate, relocate. So I'm thinking that if that's the decision that you're trying to make, you should go ahead and relocate. Where you're going seems to be a place that's a little bit more four seasons, because they're showing me lush green grass, but they're also showing me like the fall color. So I feel like you're going to a place that's going to be a lot of, that's going to have four seasons. And then is it going to be like in a rural area also? Because I'm getting like a tractor wheel, or like somebody who's kind of off the beaten path and not so far in the city. So is that true, Catalina?
Catalina, does that resonate with you? We may have a little bit of a delay, maybe, I'm guessing.
I don't know. So that's what I'm getting for you. If you're trying to decide whether you need, okay, I get that you're having a lot of issues with your daughter, but is the question I'm asking, is any of the things that I said true regarding you relocating, regarding you kind of feeling lost and not knowing what to do? And that could be it. You're lost and you're not sure what to do about your daughter, but does any of it have to do with relocation or moving to someplace else more safe or a little bit off the beaten path? Because I see you like kind of moving out of the city. So I just keep hearing relocate. So that's what I got for you, Catalina. She said feeling lost. Okay. Uh, and the Three of Pentacles came out for you while I was shuffling. So that's partnership. That's you looking for somebody to help you with your daughter. Is she in counseling or therapy? Or do you have someone like a male figure or even a female figure that could help you with the redirecting her? Is she like in her teens, like maybe 13, 14? Because I feel like you're showing me like she's testing her boundaries and she's trying to see how much she can push you and where she can go with this, and you're trying to stand strong because they're showing me the Seven of Wands, which is stand your ground, but it's kind of shifting to the side where sometimes you can't, you're just tired of arguing with her and you just let her have her way. And they're saying she's testing her boundaries. You have to stand strong in your boundaries and what you're going to allow her to do or not allow her to do. And discipline is necessary, but not to the level of it's always feeling repressive. So maybe you have to find a balance between, what is the real reason you're acting out and how can we remedy that with something different? Like my daughter, I would make her, and when I say make, she had to go to dinner with me once a month, one-on-one with nobody else. And she was allowed to tell me anything that was going on in her life without any repercussions. So if she, whatever she was doing, she could tell me that and be honest. It was her honest time to tell me whatever, but she was required to go with me. And that was a way of me getting to know things that was going on in her life and also give her suggestions. So that's what I got for you, Miss Catalina. Just moved back in. Oh, she's an adult and she just moved back in. Okay. So that's what I got for Catalina.
Hmm.
And if she doesn't like your rules, I mean, she doesn't have to stay. You don't have to allow her to stay if she's not appreciative of the space that you're giving her, then she can, go back out on her own.
Exactly. Catalina, are you like the decision maker in the house, or are you a single parent? Because I don't see. I guess I'm picking up either you're making decisions that's not aligned with your significant other or your spouse, or are you single? Because again, I'm picking up like you are flying solo. And again, solo means you're kind of making decisions based on what you think is right and whatever, but not not with the support of a significant other or a spouse or whatever. So I'm picking up this flying solo, and so how does that resonate with you? Are you single, or again, are you in a situation where the father isn't really involved that much? Because I'm picking that up. Hey Jojo, nice to see you in. And so my follow-on question for that would be, we really don't have a good. That's you and your daughter don't have a good relationship. I'm guessing is what that was meant for, right? Yeah. And
I just get an overall helpless, lost feeling, Don.
Yeah, and what I feel, the energy that I'm being directed, I guess is a better way to put it. I'm being directed where you just sometimes have to say no. No, I'm married, but at times we don't agree with. Yeah, and that's what I was getting, because I think on this point you guys are not seeing eye to eye either. I don't think you're both on the same sheet of music on this one, and I guess that's part of the frustration. But I think sometimes you have to just let go, let God, and you have to just. And this may be one of those times where you have to I don't know. She's back home. I guess she's back home now, but maybe that was not the best move, because again, it was too convenient, and it's going to continue to have conflict, and you're going to have to revisit this. And so the question is, when will decision be made on, hey, this is not working, and it's going to put continuous stress on your relationship with your husband. I totally get that, I don't see that that's avoidable, except in the fact that should she opt to leave on her own. But I don't think this is going to be a good energy, that her being there. I think that this is that opportunity, that ship sailed, and you can't revisit what has already passed in that sense. But let me draw one or two cards, because again, I have confidence in what I just said, but I'd like to see if there's something else the universe wants to give me to kind of give me direction. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Let's move on. You gotta move on. And look at this. This is the opposite. If this was on the right side, if this is right side up, and I don't do reverse card, so it's crazy. I got to reverse. So this came this way. This is harmony. This is harmony at home. This is happiness. This is the Four of Wands. So this is happiness and harmony and celebration, and you have the opposite. And so it's like this is not going to end well for you, and no matter what. There's got to be, somebody you just don't. I feel so conflicted. I mean, I'd like to tell you something that this will be, stars and bars and fireworks and wonderful, but it's not going to end that way. And this is also going to have a very impactful kind of test, an impactful test of your relationship with your spouse. Because again, I don't see that you see eye to eye on this, and I don't see that as this gets a little unfolded, as it kind of spins out of control, it's not going to look good. So yeah. So, but I'm gonna, I'll leave it there. I'm just telling you, when I see this is just some confirmation of what I was.
Well, when I got that Three of Pentacles down, that makes sense, because I feel like all three of them have to come to some kind of understanding. Like maybe you and your husband have to decide, okay, she has to do this by this date. She has to do this by this date. Like we'll give her 90 days to find a good job and start saving money. We'll give her, this many months to start looking for housing. And then you have to stick by those boundaries. And then you present them together as a united front versus arguing in front of her and saying, well, no, I think this, and no, I don't think that. Because ultimately, if she tears your household apart, she's just going to move on to where she wants to go. And then you don't have a household. So you need to stand united with your spouse, and you need to decide how to move forward and decide for her, because she has a whole life to live.
Yeah. And you have many, look at this. This is a Five of Cups. You have many reasons why it's a good thing and many reasons why it's a bad thing. And this is just taking you into this kind of morass, this darkness. And look at this, the Nine of Swords. I mean, there's just these cards are not good cards. These cards.
Yeah, she said it's affecting her job. So
yeah, no, look at this. This you can't sleep. You're not even able to sleep well. You're not resting well. You're not. And again, that's going to impact you, the way in which you respond to people, the way in which you deal with people. And look at this one. You have to make the change. You have to push it. Don't expect the universe to do this. This is the Death card. This is you making change, not the universe. So again, something's going to have to change, and you're going to have to institute it. And again, you're not going to look at, in the end, you won't look good in this. I mean, and so don't even think in that sense, what can I do to make me look better in this? No, we're beyond that. That's not even part of the equation at this point. At this point, it's not how can I get out of the situation that I'm in with the least amount of wreckage, because again, there will be hurt feelings, there will be people pissed off, and there will not be easy, but you will get through this. But I'm telling you, the sooner than later.
Is she a person that kind of like blames people? She doesn't like to take accountability for herself? Because the first thing I thought was, well, if you knew so much and she's so knowledgeable in everything, because she seems to be like a person who kind of knows it all, why'd you have to come back here? If you know it all, you should be succeeding. You should be thriving. If you had to come back here, you obviously are not making great decisions in your life, and you do need some guidance from us. And so I feel like you want her joy and happiness and success more than she does. she's looking for like someone to kind of say, well, it had you done this, then that would have been, had you given me a car on my 16th birthday, then I could have this. Had you done this, then I could have done that. It's no accountability for, yeah, you know what, maybe I should have went to work every single day consistently, or maybe I should have finished college or whatever it is, but I just don't worry. I don't understand that she's going to um take accountability. And I understand you being worried about your granddaughter. And I have a friend who is going through the same thing, but she has to step back. And even though it hurts her that her child doesn't always let her see the grandchild, she has to say, you know what? I can't keep letting her mistreat me and walk all over me just so she'll let me see my grandchild. She'll have to learn her lessons and then learn that I'm not the enemy, that I am trying to help her. And so you may just have to let her learn her lesson.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I just think that it's not a comfortable position to be in, but unfortunately, again, you can't, you can't. Yeah.
Set some deadlines, set some boundaries, and set some goals. Make it seem like, well, I'm trying to help you, or ask self-sufficient. How can I help you do that? And then work through those things and see if that helps.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's a tough situation.
So yeah, I think that's
Sorry to hear
that's
that.
about the energy I get. And I can belabor the point, but I don't think we need to.
Exactly.
Again, it's going to take action. And again, I don't envy your position because the last thing a parent wants to do is feel like they're, they're just, that they have to do that. But sometimes you have to. Sometimes you just have to.
Nicole Sandboy, who's asking about the sun. Have you tried to connect with your son? Because what does the moon have to do, or what is moon pie? I keep hearing moon pie. Is there something to do with either moon pies or dirt pies or something? What is moon pie? Was he a person who likes to play? Because they're showing me sand, but they're showing me like mud pies. What is moon pie to your son, Nicole? Tries to reach out to you, but you are still so the signs or things that he's sending to you. There seems to be a song. How old was he? Okay. Cause I feel like I see you in the front seat and him in the back seat and you both singing as you drive him to wherever he has to go. So you love him to the moon and back. Okay, so that's why he's showing me the moon, but I keep getting moon pie, so maybe I threw that in there. Because I keep seeing the moon, but is there a song that he keeps sending to you that reminds you of him that he would have sung as a little boy? And I just hear him kind of belting it out loud as you would be driving him. And he's a little, he's under 10 while I see him singing this song and you kind of driving, or him like going along with you and him belting his song out. But I feel like he keeps sending it to you and you just don't realize that this is all the different ways he's trying to connect with you. Because I feel like he sits at the foot of your bed while you're laying there. Like I feel like the TV's on, but you're not watching it. You're kind of looking up at the ceiling, and he's sitting at the foot of your bed, trying to just sitting there. He sends me many songs. We connect a lot through music. Okay, so when you say that you said something about not being, you would love a message with him. You understand if he only comes through. You're connecting with him. Are you thinking that I'm going to connect with him in a more intimate way than he would connect to you? It's just you sitting and receiving his messages. That's all. I'm just more open to receiving his messages than you are. And so he's showing me him sitting at the foot of your bed. There's a TV right in front. and you're not watching the TV. You're kind of looking up at the ceiling is how he's sending it to me. And he's just kind of sitting there. Did you used to read to him at night? Because it's like he's waiting on you to come read to him. So is that something that you would do to put him to bed? It's like he's waiting on you to come and read him his bedtime story to get ready for your nighttime ritual. And were you just in bed recently crying? Because he seems to see those things. And when he's sitting at the foot of your bed, it's more in his, like he's showing me him as a smaller child. I don't know if he made it to adulthood before he passed, but he keeps showing me himself as a smaller child, like all the memories of a child under 10 and under. Okay, so he's showing me all the childhood memories. Like he's sitting on the bed waiting on you to come in. Like that's your nighttime ritual to come read to him. But this time that he's sitting on the bed, he also sees you crying. Okay, I cried. Okay, he sees you crying, and he's so sad because you are remembering, like you're sitting in the sadness of him being gone instead of the joy of his life. He wants you to remember the joy of his life. What's with the ice cream sundaes or the ice cream or something? There's something about ice cream sundaes. Did you guys make ice cream sundaes at home a lot? Or was that a treat that you took him on? Because he's showing me ice cream sundaes. And these are huge ice cream sundaes. That's one of the things he wants me to see, is that it's a huge ice cream sundae. And you guys just laugh and laugh and laugh about it. And it's hot fudge. He's making sure I see hot fudge. He was 22 when he passed. Okay. And he's showing me all his childhood stuff. He wants you to remember that stuff. Was there some, like he kind of got a little bit off the path as he got older, because there's a little bit of remorse in there too. And you wondering, what did you miss? Why didn't you know? Is that true? Okay, so he's showing me the ice cream. Got it. Okay, cool. Got it. He was 22, Miss Bonnie, when he passed, and Miss Bonnie wants to know how long ago has it been since he passed?
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. Okay, that's what.
No, I don't know that. That's the number I just got.
Okay.
Can you confirm
And
that?
the reason I'm asking Nicole is because Miss Bonnie is also a reader. She's in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. You're blaming, 5 years. You're right, Don. She said 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so he doesn't want you to blame yourself for missing it. He was an adult. He's saying to me, and I'm getting goosebumps and I'm getting teary-eyed, because he's like, you did the best that you could do. Were you a single mom? Because he makes it seem like you worked tirelessly for him. And like, were you a person that volunteered at his school and made all of his stuff? Like, he seems like you were tirelessly working for him, because he's showing me like I see the Queen of Wands, and that's usually a single mom who's working, taking care of the family, taking care of the kids, taking care of all the bills. And so were you a single mom, or were you the person that was a primary care that went to the school, went on the field trips, went to the sporting events, made sure he had everything? And so he's very appreciative of that. And he's just like, don't blame yourself. That's one of the things he doesn't want you to blame. And what's with the cake? Did he like chocolate cake? Is that something? And is his birthday coming? Because he's saying, have a piece of chocolate cake.
No, he told me March.
March is his birthday. Okay.
Is that right, Nicole? Was it because I'm getting March? As soon as you said that, I got March. And is it March 16th? Because I'm getting 16. Is 16 the birth date, or what's 16? He didn't die at 16. Did he die later, right? But what's 16?
He said he was 22 when he died.
Huh. Okay. But was it March that he was born in? And I'm getting 16.
Oh, March. A.M. B-Day. His birthday is May. He passed in March.
Passed in March. Okay, because he gave me March.
Oh, 16 was his baseball number. Oh my gosh, he is here. Oh my gosh, we are
here.
We got it.
Yes. And why am I seeing city? So is he like Chicago or New York? Because I'm picking up a city. I'm getting a very city feel too. Anthony city. Anthony's New York, Chicago. What is the city? It's definitely water. City with water. Are you from us? Are you from the city? And I guess that's my question. Man, oh my God, the wow.
Oh, New York, Long Island.
Yes, because I picked up the city and I picked up water, and I was getting the water. I was getting the bridge. I was getting like the. For me, I was thinking Brooklyn Bridge, kind of like the Brooklyn Bridge is what I was picking up, and I don't know how that connects. But anyway, that's kind of that my image of why New York, because I was getting that where Chicago has different kind of bridges. They have these little. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. So yeah. And so he was a baseball player. He's a baseball fan too, by the way. That's for sure. I picked up. So 16 was his number. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Wow.
So
And
did you watch the
and
World Series last night?
so he put on. It's interesting because I see him thin, and then I see he put on weight. Was the weight part of him dealing with depression or something? Because I see him dark hair. I see dark hair, and I see an angular face, and then I see the face kind of go more rounded, but still the dark hair. So was he thinner, and then he put on some weight as he aged a little bit? And was that maybe how some of the depression was setting in, and that was kind of a thing? Was it depression? I don't know, because I'm getting again like this angular face, and then it kind of fattens out a little bit. Does that make sense? Was he again somebody who had more of a
Yeah. Oh, that's true, Don. And he really wants you to know that he loves you. Did he get older and be a little less emotional or a little less expressive in his love for you?
disconnected?
Like,
Disconnected.
oh, yeah, it feels like he really didn't get to tell you how much he loved you before he was gone. Like he really wants you to know he loved you and he appreciated you. He really wants you to know the gratitude he has for you. Because did he become a little combative or a little hard to deal with before he was gone? Like I feel like there was a little bit of like you said, disconnect before he passed, and he just wants you to know that he really did appreciate everything, and he doesn't want you to he definitely doesn't want you to think that it was your fault.
And did he have like a strange laugh? Because I hear like this kind of strange kind of it's like a little strange kind of laugh, and I'm not in a bad way. It's just he kind of like it's not a chuckle, but it's like this strange kind of laugh, and it's like was he somebody who when he had that because it's not I'm getting this kind of it's definitely not a usual ho 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 ho. It's a very different thing for him, and let me give you if I could I need first of all I need to um uh he's what? He's known
He's known for his laugh.
there. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. But I do want to, if I can tell you something, I want to share with you something. But don't let this in any way. Let me, let me, let me, let me send a chat to Angie so she can give me some advice on this one. Okay.
What in the was there a girl issue? Like, was he dealing with a relationship thing, and he felt like you were being a little bit too much of a helicopter mom on this relationship with this girl, or was he? Did you feel like he was being a little too much giving? Um, hmm, I don't know. That's a hard one, Don. I don't know. You know what? And I would have just blurted it out. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That is a hard one because how do you? Because that's what everybody always thinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
that this is the first time for me. That's a first for me. Usually it's the opposite.
Okay, yeah. I felt like it had to do with a relationship thing. And that it wasn't the relationship between you and him, but I got the girlfriend thing, I got the brokenhearted thing. Um, and I felt like that was a lot of tension because you were trying to console him and he just wasn't ready to be consoled. And wow, wow. Was he aspiring to be an engineer or something like that? Because I hear the word engineering. Is that what his aspiration was? Or was he aspiring to be a professional sports person also? Like I get two different things. Like if this doesn't work, then maybe this works. Oh, Bonnie says she wished she was on with us. You can send her a link.
You want me to send you a link, Bonnie? Do you want to pop on? Because I can, if you're up and you've got your due on and whatever. Because I know sometimes you got to take the
sometimes we got to pull it together.
exactly. But if you
Are
want,
you ready, Bonnie?
and it's interesting because I was just texting you, Bonnie, because Angie and I just had a little thing, and I was going to ask your advice on that. So,
and
yeah.
that was what I was thinking too. Maybe how would Bonnie say that? Because that would be her area, I think, of expertise.
She can come to peace tonight. Yeah. What did she say?
Like serious? No, we're serious, Bonnie.
Yeah, no, I'm serious, Bonnie.
We're not. We're serious.
Yeah.
This is a very touchy thing that what Don sent to me is very touchy. So
yeah,
I just don't know how I would say it. Miss Nicole, I saw what you want your reading on, and we have talked about that case ad nauseum, and I just don't know what else I can say about you. Every single week, we can't give you another detail about the case. I know the case isn't until the beginning of the year, and I know that I've said, and I know that it's moving in your favor. You got the therapy going, you got and the Wheel of Fortune. I think I got for you before. I just don't know what else other information I can give you every single week on the court case time. He was going into the military. Okay. Hey, angels. He took the New York sentence.
she said send her a link. Good. Okay, I'll do that. I'll send her a link here real quick. Yeah, Nicole, Bonnie is also very gifted, and she'll have some really good insight as well.
Wait, he got the letter tonight, or he got the letter that night?
Let me find the channel for email. Here we go.
Miss Nicole, your sister was involved last time because you said that he bribed her and he was and she was taking him side. So I do remember. I remember in full detail about your situation. So you got the letter tonight and he passed 5 years ago? He took the New York City sanitation test and just got the letter tonight. It expired and they wanted him to be a correctional officer.
It shouldn't be. You shouldn't be upset, Nicole. Nicole, one thing I can tell you for sure that you should always, when these things happen, sometimes it's just a way of reaching out, or it's a way of touching base with them to you because they make it kind of happen, or sometimes it's coincidental. But you should never be upset because first of all, you when they live their lives, you have to know that once they leave, they're whole where they are. So they're in a good place no matter what. Okay. And that's one thing that he was making clear to us. Clearly, he's in a good place, but he was coming back because you're not. And that's why he came in today, because you are now off in a little bit of a spiral, and he's worried about you because of this setting you off. So he brought you here because he knew that we would connect and that we would take your name out of nowhere and we would connect with him. And we have. And he wanted you to know that, again, there is peace there, and that so know that because that happened, and he knew that you got the letter, and again, all this no emotion rush back, that he brought you here tonight. He brought you online with us tonight. And it's of all the people that's online, we were drawn to you. Angie was drawn to you for a reason, because Angie has such an amazing ability to connect with spirits on the other side. And your son really needed you to know what we're sending you. So don't be depressed, don't be frustrated or sad for him or yourself. And it's for yourself, because over there he's fine, he's wonderful, he's whole, and so over there is a good place for him. Know that.
Justin Timberlake and Cry Me a River. Is that a song that you guys like together? Because I just got Justin Timberlake and Cry Me a River.
Hey, Miss Bonnie, can you hear us?
Hey, Bonnie.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Did you get my text, Bonnie?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
And yes, it can be discussed. Just means that he'll be back. Yeah. If anytime a soul doesn't fulfill a contract, They have to come back. They have to.
I didn't even open the can of worms, so if you want to, you go into it.
I just did. Nicole.
Nicole, what we're talking about, Nicole, is that I picked up from your son that his life, he did not fulfill his life contract. Okay, he did leave us early, and again, not everybody who makes choices like this. Some of them, it's part of their contract, and that's when they were going to leave, but he didn't. But he got to a point where he felt he could not complete everything he needed to. It was going in the wrong direction. So we all put exits in our contract throughout our lifetime, and we take those exits if we have to. And then we come back later with the lesson that we were supposed to have learned. We come back later and learn that lesson, whatever that was. So he probably learned 1 or 2 lessons already that he had, but again, he did not fulfill his complete contract. But don't see it as a bad thing. And that's why I was kind of resolute.
It's not a bad thing.
Exactly.
It's just a choice that was made. And it doesn't mean anything negative to you, Nicole.
And not a judgment. Not a judgment.
No judgment whatsoever. It was his choice to make. And it just means he'll come back. It's like, he didn't clean up his room, so he's got to come back and do it.
Yeah.
That's simple.
But overall, the feeling that I continuously get is gratitude and love for you and wanting you to stop feeling so sad.
Exactly.
I want you to stop blaming yourself. It's not your fault. You cannot have any control over that at all. You did everything you were supposed to. And he just, like, every memory is just of how amazing you were, how great he thought you were. And you didn't tell me, was there something to do with Justin Timberlake? I keep hearing that again. Cry Me a River.
Oh, what a song.
How did he pass, Nicole? You said, does that mean he did this on purpose? I do get a sense of loss. That's how I got the relationship thing. I got the depression. I got the bad loss from that. And I didn't want to ask if that was how it ended. Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. And just to pull a rabbit out of a hat, we all know Robin Williams suffered from severe depression, and he chose to take his life. Okay. That doesn't mean he fulfilled his contract. None of us know that. Okay. He may have opted to leave early. He'll just come back and finish whatever it is in another lifetime. Yeah. So no reflection on the people that were left. It's merely a choice. The pain was too much. Now, one thing I want to say is it's time to move forward. It's time to let him go, because all of this grief is like an anchor hanging on them, and they are attached to you until you can let it go. And then they can have some peace, and then they can go on. And also you can. And it's really important to be able to make peace like that. And if you need to talk about it, I can send you, if you give me an email, I can send you a phone number.
And
Bonnie, can you explain? I know that Bonnie's also a nurse, and she also is a death doula. And though the death doula helps somebody transition and helps the family deal with getting ready to lose, the one good thing is the training she's been through and all of the understanding of the process to get a family to be prepared when that time comes. She understands death and dying amazingly well. And so when you talk with her, you're not talking to somebody who's just metaphysical and somebody who is coming from purely a different, just a mindset. The point is, she has experience not only in the medical field, but also with death and dying and the process and helping people get through that process. So again, when you reach out to Bonnie, you're getting somebody who's highly qualified to help to help you move down the road a little bit. So I would strongly suggest, Nicole, that if you can't, if you, Bonnie, can you, do you have a email you want to share? Or do you want them to share it to me?
Sure.
Mine or whatever?
You can put my calling on angels.
Yeah, let me do that for them, but for her.
And also, you said, will I be reunited with him? Will he come back to the family? One thing I always say, energy is never created or destroyed. It just changes form. He's not here physically. So I'm assuming you mean, will you be reunited with him either on the other side, or will he come back physically in a form that you'll know that it's him? He's here now. Like, his energy is here now. You can still communicate with him. It's just not in the touch, the physical that you want to see. But he's never away from you. He's always a part of you. He's always around you. And he's stuck in that childlike stage of sadness because you're sad. Mommy's sad. He wants you to be
Exactly.
happy.
They're stuck.
Yeah.
And think about it. How many years he's been stuck and attached to this plane when he's over in paradise. Okay? You've got to take off that chain of grief and let him go.
Yeah.
And if you can think about it like that, you're doing him the favor a mother would do for a child. Do what's best for them. And then it allows you to release this weight and start to move forward. And the many years that he's been gone, it's time. It really is. You're just going to ruin your life, honey. You've got to find some joy, and you have to start to be able to look back and smile and go, oh, what a fun kid he was, or wasn't this funny? And I remember this, and have good memories instead of looking back at his death. He wants to be remembered for his life. Okay.
And you never told me what the chocolate cake was. What's the chocolate cake?
What?
She never told me what the chocolate cake was.
Can't hear you.
He keeps saying, have a slice of chocolate cake. So was that his favorite of him?
Right.
Hello, Andrea. Hello, Unconventional Me. Hello, Gia.
Exactly. You could create a ritual for him. We can talk about that more.
Bonnie, what's the email address I should use for?
It is possible that he'll be reincarnated. Well, he'll come back, but that doesn't mean that you'll see him in this lifetime. He will come back to finish his lesson. And you could all come back. Like my sister Keena, when we were in class, someone told her that her and my dad have shared many lifetimes together, but they weren't always father and son. Sometimes they were brother and sister. Sometimes they were, other relationships. So he could come back and you guys could have a totally different relationship, but it still be him reincarnated. So you're looking for like, oh, is he going to come back as a nephew or as a grandchild or as a as a puppy or something that I can recognize that it's him? He's still here.
He's around you all the time.
Sharing with you, but
Until
you're
you
not
let him
sharing
go,
with him.
he is with you.
Yep.
24/7. Now, calling on angels 1111 at Gmail.
Super. Thank you, Bonnie. Also, who's Annie? Can you tell me, Nicole, who Annie is? Is that the girl he was dating? Annie and Anna? Annie? Something like that. Who is?
And did she have a little girl? Because he keeps showing me a little girl.
I just heard Anna Lynn.
Anna Lynn? Yeah, it's yeah.
Anna Ivy. Anna, I'll be on Sunday.
Does Anna or Anna Lynn or Annie?
His name was.
I know his name
was Anthony.
No, we knew that because I said that earlier, I think. But who is there an Annie or an Anna or a Anna Lynn or something like that? His aunt.
Annalise. There we go.
Okay.
No, that's a different Nicole.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
not our Nicole. That's the Nicole that keeps asking about her court case.
come on,
oh,
guys. Let us finish this conversation.
yeah. So Nicole, there's no girl or woman in his life that Anna anything Anna
He,
Lynn Annie something, a sister. If it's not a girlfriend, is it a sister? Is it
Cousin
and I
is it
keep
your
seeing a
mother?
little girl, so I'm wondering if the girl Anne
Anna
Marie.
Marie was his aunt.
Okay,
Okay.
that's the little girl he
Okay.
shows me. Okay, okay, because I'm like, he keeps showing me this little girl. He thinks that she is cute as a button. Does she like to dance? And is she a lot of, not necessarily attitude, but she's spice. She's really spicy, the little niece, and he just thinks like she is all the drama. She is all the drama, and she's such a cutie.
And she sees him. Ask her. Ask her. She sees him because she's open to it and her mind is open. And that's why he's showing Angie. And he showed me that he talks, he reaches out to her, he visits. If you had a baby camera in her room, you would pick up the energy because
The orb would be there.
yes. I would not be surprised at all because he was as Angie was all of a sudden he's like, he's showing me he communicates with her.
They dance.
And
He
that's
has
not dreams, my dear.
okay.
That's not dreams. That's just what it is, but it's his way of communicating with her. I'm telling you, yes. And know that she's not crazy and she's not making it, it's not a dream.
And he's saying, spend more time with her.
Yes.
Spend more time with her, and you'll stay close to him.
And
Like
is that the niece whose mother is Anne Marie? Is that then how that connection was? And that's why he brought Anne to the conversation and then the little girl so we can, is that how that worked? Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap. That's amazing. I love
And
the way they help
much,
us. It's crazy.
Much more open to him. So
yes.
That's why he'll be around her.
Yep. Because she listens, she hears him because she's not been told you I'm crazy or I don't know or whatever. And I'm not putting you down, Nicole, but know that as we get older, we get into these things where if I hear something, I'm just going crazy, or it's just a noise, or I smell, like you'll smell his scent. And he probably has been around you and you smelled his scent and you're thinking, oh, I remember him. No wonder, because he was there. He was around you, but you didn't pick it up. So he goes to her because she responds to him. She's like, hey, I know this guy. This is my cousin. So again, it's that wonderful, very wonderful, the connection that she's listening, and that's how he connected. And then, like I said, he brought you here tonight. You didn't just stumble into us. He brought you here tonight.
he sees you isolating yourself, because she says, I have distanced myself because it's hard for me because he loved her so much. He sees you isolating yourself and he's saying, you want to be close to me? These are all the ways you can be close to me, and you're choosing not to. You're pushing me away. I'm drawing you in and you're pushing me away. He's trying to reach out to you in so many different ways, and you're just like, no, it's too painful. Share in the joy of it.
You've got to
See
go
the
through
joy
the
of
pain to find the joy.
Yes.
Okay. You
Yes.
have to go through to
Absolutely.
your fear. Your fear is losing him.
Yes.
You're not going to lose him. You're going to get him. Okay.
Yes.
And he's so excited, like finally she knows. Like he's
Okay.
so excited that you're getting this, and he's hoping that it's going to open your eyes to your joy. It's like you stopped living. You've stopped living your life since his passing. You cannot, like, you haven't even packed up his room or anything. Like, you haven't packed up any of his stuff.
Been there, done that.
You've stopped living.
And what's the gold car? He just showed me this image, and I don't know. It looks like him, but he was younger, and he's sitting, and it's like a gold car, or a car that had like a gold color to it, or something similar to gold. Was there a car it's like and again, it's like a goldish kind of. It's interesting. I see him like sitting there. Like this, if there's something like this attitude. I love his attitude. I loved his attitude.
His childhood, like up through 10, he thought it was amazing. That's all the memories he keeps showing me.
Yeah, because I'm seeing this kind of attitude, and it's like that. Yeah. Oh my God, he was infectious. People liked being around him. They liked being around him. They liked he brought the energy. He brought the energy with him. and you were very proud of him, which is wonderful too, because he's showing me that, you know, the puffed out chest, and so I can see that mom had a puffed out chest, and it's not because you had a big whatever, it's because you were like, you know, this.
That's my baby boy. That's like, you were the proud mom for everything.
Yes.
You would go to see him
Yeah.
open a door. You didn't care what it was. You were there.
And
No,
you know,
he didn't own this car. He didn't own this car. I see him again. He's younger. He wasn't old enough to even have a car yet. And I see him kind of sitting in like this car, and I just see like this picture of swagger. It's like somebody took the picture because of a swagger, and
Yeah.
it's like it's not that he had the car. It's crazy.
right.
Oh my gosh.
I want to share the same kind of thing. Okay, just so you know, I'll catch you up real quick. I lost one of my children when he was the age of 30. Well, he visits me all the time. He was here not too long ago because we've had a family tragedy. And he comes in with this puffed up chest, and he comes and sits there, stands next to me, and he's got my dog, Bobo. You guys remember Bobo, huh? Bobo. He's holding my dog, and he's like, Mom, I got your back. Don't worry.
See? See?
So he's doing the same thing to you. He's saying, relax, I'm here. But you've got to take the chain off, okay? It's an anchor, and it's carrying you down.
Yes. And again, don't own his choices. Don't own his decision. The one thing you can own is the love he had for you, and the love he had for his family, and own the fact that he loved you so much that he came back, because when you were triggered by that male, he said, I've got to step in. I've got to somehow let her know. So, and that is why, again, this was so important that he drew you here today, because you were triggered by this, receiving this mail. And he's like, oh no, she's going to spiral, and she needs, and so he brought you here to have this conversation. And Bonnie is not, and I don't mean to cast aspersions, but you know, Bonnie has a life. And so Bonnie is always watching us, and it was meant that she be here too. I mean, it's just like this is not coincidental. This doesn't happen. Coincidence is not here.
Trifecta.
Yeah. So know that. And again, Bonnie's experience with death and dying, and I didn't even want to mention, because that was your story to tell. But I mean, Bonnie understands this better than you can imagine, and that's why her input here was so important. But he got us together. He brought every one of us here tonight so that you could hear this, know this. And so from this point forward, when you move on, know that he gave you love. He left you with love. He left you with whatever. And don't be sad for him. He's good. Where he's at, he is wonderful. And if anything, feel sorry for the fact that you're still here and having to live life, because it can be a druggy, you know. And I'm not saying take any decisions like his. Don't do that either. I'm just saying that, you know, over there, they don't have
the pain that we have.
Exactly.
This is a very painful existence.
Yes.
We grow through these lessons through
Right.
pain.
And we choose them for that reason. So that's kind of we take these lessons to become our highest and best self, and we keep doing this over and over again, coming back to give ourselves lessons, and we put it in our Akashic records, and we build our highest and best good, and we continue to do this. And so again, this is just one more step in that regard. I'm gonna slip upstairs real quick and get the power cord, because I just got the warning that we're losing battery. So I'll be right back. You continue. Discuss amongst yourself.
Last things for you, Mr. Cole. One, is the niece, his favorite niece, is she swimming? Because if so, he wants you to go to her swim meets. Something about swimming, or did she like water? And then two, what are the rainbows? Did you guys have some special meaning for rainbows, or did you try to lay under rainbows? Like he's showing me, like, and laying under the rainbow. And you know what song I like? The band Perry, If I Die Young. Oh my gosh, I feel like that right there would just give you the tears that you need, that one good time for you to, like, oh my gosh,
let it go.
That song is going to break you down. You're going to get that cry out, and then you're going to move on. But it's called If I Die Young, and it's by the band Perry. I think that's the name it is. and
I haven't
I
even
could, oh
heard
my gosh, I
that.
just love the song.
It's called If I Die Young.
If I Die Young, and it's about a mom who lost her
I'm
daughter
not sure I should do
really
that
young.
way, but
Okay, so that was the thing. He was showing me her swimming. He watches her swim. He's so freaking proud of her. He moves obstacles out of her way. He's still there for her, and he still communicates with her in some way. But he showed me her swimming, and he wants you to try to go to one of her swim meets. Like, I feel like she's going to make it to nationals or state or something, and she's going to get this little medal, and he wants you to be there when she does.
he wants you to get back into life. That's what this is all about. Okay? This, like Don said, this didn't happen by accident at all, especially to get me on here at night.
Okay, so that's what the rainbow is. Every time you see that rainbow, that's him saying, hey, here I am, here I am, here I am. So that's what he's saying. And the swim thing, get to one of her swim meets. This is a very important one that he wants you to go to, if you can make it. And something about money. He's sending you money. It's like he's pushing money to you. Are you having a hard time financially or something? Because he's pushing money to you. Like, he really wanted to provide for you, like take care of you the way that you took care of him. But he kind of got off track and he felt like he didn't get to do that. And so he's still on the other side, wants to do that for you. He doesn't even want to disconnect from us because he wants to make sure you know everything because you've been
He's
so.
trying to help you make plans. Okay?
Mhm.
And yeah, I feel this sense of I can't go. It's gotta have a resolution to it. So if you will email me at your phone number, I will be happy to call you. There won't be a charge. I do free readings to parents who have lost children.
Oh my God. Hey, Miss Linda, we were just talking about how much we miss you. Did Creating Balance or JoJo tell you that we were like, what y'all do to Miss Linda? We haven't seen her in so long. Nicole, his joy is, I mean, his energy is so, it's not even sad. Like, I don't even feel sad. I feel your sadness, but his
It's
joy overshadows
bright. It's bright and fresh.
it.
And I mean, I feel energized and it's kind of late here.
All right. Oh my gosh. She said that she won $500. She said, my girlfriend called me and told me she got a scratch off the number 16th and I needed to buy a scratch off and it was a sign from Anthony. So I did and I
There you
won 500
go.
because he's showing me he's pushing you the money. He's trying his best to help you.
Yeah. And that will happen. And I'll, when I talk to you, I'll share stories. Anything else?
Oh no, Miss Linda, don't let them work you too hard. You're supposed to be free and just traveling. We thought you were traveling the world. That's why we thought we hadn't seen you for a while. But Miss Nicole,
He's sending you so much love. Oh my.
yeah,
Much.
I love his energy. I just wish that
Yeah,
you
it's
would
beautiful.
really allow yourself to feel it and stop pressing it down because what's going to happen is it's going to explode in a negative way.
You're associating him with pain. You've got to let that go. And we'll talk about different ways to do that. But you've got to be able to associate him with joy, with happiness, with good memories, so that when somebody mentions his name, you smile. One of the things that people do, and I understand human nature is like this, people are awkward, especially in our country. I don't know if you're from here or not, but very awkward around death. And when somebody transitions, all of a sudden people are afraid to mention their name. And that's the one thing you want. You want to talk about them. You have to process it through talking, but everybody shuts up. And everybody's with you until everybody goes home. And then it's dark. You don't hear from anyone. So we need to work out different ways that you can reach out, that you can step outside, because he doesn't want you like this. What else here? Any last cards you want to send her?
She just says I do have to, I guess.
Anthony, any last cards? Again, he sent this out.
Oh my God.
He wants you to get back into life. Okay? I mean, this doesn't just happen, okay? These cards fly out.
And that one came out twice. He's clear.
Yeah. And when it's twice, they're saying pay attention.
And stop isolating. He's clear that you need to stop pulling away. You used to be an outgoing, loving person.
You are focused on all the negative, all that you've lost, instead of all that you've gained. Think of all that you got from him. What would have happened if you never had him? So you enjoyed him for 21, 22 years. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Morning Star Life, we're live. We were doing a reading. We were doing a mediumship reading. It's been a long reading, but it was a very good one. One that Miss Nicole definitely needed. Is it my lady? Yes, we are live.
But Nicole, you have more children than just he, right? I mean, because I'm getting brothers. So he's also indicating there are siblings. I don't, for some reason, I'm not picking up daughter. You may have one, but I'm picking up boys. Do you have, again, does he have one brother, two brothers, three brothers?
And is there a Derek?
He has two brothers? Is one of them, okay, two brothers, okay. Okay, and so, so is one of them PJ? Because I just heard DJ, but I was like, no, not DJ, because I got a DJ. Mine's DJ.
He's Dominic. I got Derek, so that's maybe close to Dominic.
Dominic, there we go.
Okay, so that's the D. Okay, but is there a P as well? Because I'm getting P as well.
Maybe the middle name.
Dominic.
This is beautiful. I just love it, and I'm just so. It's not even overwhelming. It's so joyful to be in his energy. I wish I'd known him.
It's like looking at the sun.
And for those of you who are watching right now, no P, okay, because I was getting PJ for some reason. PJ. Because again, DJ is my son, and I get PJ. But it's interesting for those of you who are watching. You're seeing real mediumship. You're not seeing Hollywood mediumship. You're not seeing all these people who. You're seeing what real mediumship is. We have the people who are on the other side help to communicate with us, and they use our vocabulary. They try to find ways in which they can communicate, because sometimes they talk to Angie, and they actually talk to Angie. Angie has the ability. I don't have that ability. Angie
is amazing.
Yeah. So when you're when you see this, it's like we all pick up different ways because they communicate differently to each of us depending on how our style is, which is amazing. But yet we can get all the information. It's just that they're able to know how to communicate with Angie and her symbol. They need to communicate with me and with Bonnie, and it's amazing how that works. It's kind of crazy. So when we
confirmation.
Yeah. And often when we're communicating, that's why we have to ask questions, because we're given some things, but we're like, I'm not exactly sure what that completely means. And so, because it could mean something to me, but that doesn't mean that it's going to resonate with you in that regard. And so we throw it out there to kind of make sure that you know that he's giving me this for a reason. And that's PJ is my brother's boyfriend. Maybe that's what it came up. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
The other Nicole says, what would be a reason for a loved one not coming through? Maybe they're just not ready to communicate with you. They're not available at the time that you want to.
Maybe
there's many reasons why they don't come.
So is PJ? It's interesting because we have a Maldonado who is in the thing, and they just showed me that name. So is PJ something with Maldonado? Is there a Maldonado? Is that a name for like PJ? Because I just got like a Maldonado or something like that. It sounds very Italian, I guess. Italian. Just throwing it out there. I don't know, because I just, as soon as you said that, it's like interesting. And whoever won the book last month, again, the email didn't come through again. So the best thing to do is do Sonoran Mystic Tarot at gmail.com. Whoever that was, Sonoran Mystic Tarot at gmail.com, and then it'll come through, hopefully. Because again, when you emailed me earlier, it still hadn't come through. So
it may not be that we just haven't tapped into her energy, or she's just not here right now. It doesn't mean that she doesn't want.
Yeah.
He is very, very Italian.
To come through. This is the other Nicole.
The guy, PJ, the guy we're talking about, I guess
it's
just, yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, crazy.
This was amazing. I love it. I'm so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something's full of anxiety. All of a sudden, my stomach's in a knot. Nicole, are you having anxiety? Are you afraid to let go of this?
He's saying sweet dreams, like like he's showing me a video over your head that he'll be in your dreams.
Yeah, because if you let go of this connection, he's not going away.
She has to take medicine, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. No wonder I've got it. Oh. Okay, thank you.
You know, we've had some strong connections. I think this is one of the strongest we've ever experienced, and I'm so glad that all three.
They brought Bonnie onto the screen, so let's see. He said, "All a man, all arms on deck. Everybody had to come."
Yeah. This is just. I love this.
Man, sweetheart, you've got to relax and breathe.
Yeah, and remember, you have 2 more sons. They're. Yes. I hate to say this way, but they're alive.
Yeah, and you know what?
They got to give them some.
I had that said to me.
Yeah.
You know, by the kids. Hey, we're still here.
Yeah. You know, I said this is going to sound very crass, but there was a movie, and one of the comments was made because the woman's like, I love this person and whatever so much, and he said, "It's easy to love the dead. They don't talk back." And I thought, how priceless. I know, because I was thinking, in my world, they do.
Yeah.
I don't always like what they have to say.
Exactly. But they talk back in a good way, which is kind of nice. I love it.
Oh my God.
Most importantly, take from this that you were loved, that he knew you were going to spiral today because of what you got. He brought you here. He brought all of us here, and that he wanted to let you know that, again, he's there with you more than you think. Now that when you go to bed tonight, do me a favor, Nicole, do me a favor when you go to bed tonight, even if you don't believe in talking to your spirit guides tonight, you need to have a conversation. Say, spirit guides, please open me up to allow him to come through. Take the noise away to allow me to have him to come through. Okay. Tell them to do this for you.
Before you even do that, thank them for this.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Absolutely.
Because they were instrumental in
Yes.
it.
Yes.
And one more thing, does he have a teddy bear? Sleep with his teddy bear. If he had a stuffed animal, I see you putting that stuffed animal in the bed with you and sleeping with it. Or he's showing me that. Like, did he have a stuffed animal that was like his comfort when he went to sleep? He wants you to do the same thing for your comfort tonight.
So, well, again, thank you so much for allowing us to thank him. Thank you for allowing us to have this moment. You know, it's interesting because he had a large group of friends too, and he was. I just get this feeling like he had a lot of friends, a lot of support. I guess it's because of the team, because he was again part of the team, but he truly was part of the team, which is just wonderful. I mean, he was blessed, and so know that you gave him a blessed life. Okay.
And stop looking at his obituary. Is that something that you do all the time? Is keep looking at his obituary? He wants you to stop doing that.
he tells me something about not only the obituary. He's okay. I, okay, I get this. I don't understand this, but I think I know what this is. I think I know what this is. Okay, help me with this because I don't. I he has a grave. Okay, I see the grave. I see like a plaque or whatever because I'm showing a plaque. And so it's not like a headstone, but it's more like a plaque for some reason. But I also see a stone, like a paver stone. So how does that? What is again? You're too much homage. You're too much homage to him. Again, what?
You gotta let it go.
Your homage is in grief, not in joy.
Yes.
And
The
that's
celebration
what
of his life,
wants.
not the loss of
He
his.
wants you to do this, or
Yes.
this would not be occurring.
Yes.
Yes. Everything that you do heaps on more sadness. Like he shows your grief like the size of the Grand Canyon. That's how he keeps showing me the Grand Canyon. That's the size of your grief. And he wants you to change that into your joy. See the joy in it and stop dwelling on his loss. Share those memories with his brothers.
Was he the oldest child?
He definitely wasn't youngest because I see you.
I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get a sense. I get the sense that he was the oldest child. But
he has plaques and bricks and a bench in memory of
the oldest. Okay.
So that's the brick I was thinking about
that makes it even harder to let go because you always have a very strong attachment to the first child.
Yep.
I don't care what they say. You're attached to each child differently, but this one made you a mother.
Yes.
There's a huge thing to that.
Yeah.
Ego is keeping you apart.
Oh no, that's a love reading.
This is somebody else.
As soon as they see Bonnie, they just, oh, does he love me? Did he see me? Did he walk by me? Will he hug me? Will he care for me? Will he marry me?
Anna Ivy wanted some.
Oh, you pretty much grew up together, very close, did everything together. So we're thinking that going forward, you're going to come back and tell us how you've worked on seeing the joy in his life and not dwelling on the pain of it. That's what if nothing else, that's the message that he wanted you to get tonight. Joy, joy, joy. And he's saying chocolate cake again. You did not address the chocolate cake. He wants you to address the chocolate cake. What is with the chocolate cake?
We're not getting off till we get chocolate.
Why? He will not let this chocolate cake go.
Okay, good. You're going to try it. There's no try.
There's no try. Don't use that word. No. Nicole, take that out of your vocabulary. You will. You
are going to do this.
No, not going to, because going to is going to get eventually. You will.
You will do this.
Yes.
He loved cheesecake, she said.
Okay. It's a big hunk of cake, and he wants you to have a piece of cake. So was chocolate cake your cake? He wants you to have a big slice of chocolate cake. Not really chocolate cake, but because it's a 3-layer cake and it's chocolate and yellow.
Like German chocolate or something?
It's yellow
cake with chocolate 3 layers of icing.
Okay, that's not a chocolate cake then. That's like, it's a yellow cake with chocolate icing.
Now you're making me hungry. Stop this.
Listen, my daughter-in-law called and said, hey, I need 24 cupcakes by Saturday.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, marble cake. Okay. So he's showing me the cake. He wants you to have some cake. He's very adamant about you having a piece of cake. He wants you to have the joyous things in your life, the things that will make you smile. So all the things that he's showing me are things that either made him happy or made you happy together, or that he wants you to do going forward.
And maybe, again, for Nicole, maybe Nicole's thing is chocolate cake.
Maybe.
So again, it's like he wants her to be happy, and the chocolate cake is her happy space.
Right.
I don't know.
Yes.
Well, that's it. I'm getting hot, so maybe he's disconnecting.
Yes. And if you put on some, and Nicole, one more thing, God, you don't want to hear this because, well, anyway, have you put on some weight because, because of the grief and everything else?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm evident of that. Yeah.
I ain't going there. No, no,
I'm
no, 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 no,
honest.
no, 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 no,
I'm
no.
honest.
No, this
Well,
is
it
this.
was an honor getting to know your son, Miss Nicole.
Oh,
Yes,
it
yes,
was. Yes. What a
yes.
sweet kid.
Well, who's next? I don't even know if we can follow that.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was just wonderful.
Who's next?
Yes.
That was beautiful. So who
Nicole,
wants another reading?
Nicole, do me a favor. When again, make sure you reach out to your spirit guides, have the conversation, thank them for being part of this, but then say, hey, open me up tonight so I can embrace that, how you can come in, and then also ask them to help you remember tomorrow what you hear tonight, so that you remember it in the morning. And then do this for the next few nights. Do the same thing and have him open for you. He may not come back tonight, but he may come back tomorrow or whatever. But he will come. He will try to come to your dreams, because again, if he's going to your niece and you've already confirmed that he is, then again, that's because she doesn't have the blocks on, and so do that, okay? And then when you wake up in the morning, make sure there's a pad beside your bed so you can quickly write down what it is that you experienced, because if you're not careful, you'll lose it by the end of the day, and you don't want to do that.
Oh, you lose it within seconds. So
yeah.
yeah.
So yep. So go ahead and write it down, and then don't be surprised if when you wake up. And again, if you say he came in my dreams, I promise you, the word dream is not real. It is not. He came in dream. He came in your dream state when you were more open and susceptible to communicate with him. But he visited you. He didn't dream. You didn't dream him. He visited you.
Now, one thing I want to point out is you have to get rid of some of this negative grief in order for him to do that.
Yes.
Okay. You are weighed down so low. Your vibration is
vibration.
Low.
Yep. You have to raise your vibration.
You've got to raise your vibration in order to get this done. So it may not happen tonight. Don't be, don't be down if it doesn't.
Nicole, one thing you should do.
Why aren't you giving the kids any candy? Why aren't you giving the kids candy for Halloween?
Oh. But Nicole, also put on some upbeat music, or go watch a funny comedy like Mrs. Doubtfire, or something that'll make you laugh and laugh. Something that that will make you laugh, because again, if you're hearing music that's popping you up, something that's going to take you up to a higher level, your vibrations go up. And if you're laughing at something, your vibration goes up. And again, when you raise your vibration, you are closer to his vibrational level, because the spirit's vibrational level is way up here. And the closer
they got to lower there to get to you.
Yeah. So and when you're depressed and when you're like this, it's down here. It makes it very difficult.
Just before you go to bed, watch something that's hysterically funny.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. That will raise it as you go to sleep.
Yep. And we're not talking cutesy. We're not talking, oh, isn't that lovely? No, that's not the vibrational level. You got to bring it up. So it has to be hilarious, funny, or again, upbeat music that makes you want to dance and get moving. That's the vibrational level. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dancing is really good because it gets all that stuff moving.
Yep.
And then this other Nicole Preeti, you asked about cycles. I can give you a great example of how to break a cycle. You just choose not to. I can give you my family as an example. My dad was an alcoholic. A lot of other people in my family were alcoholics. My siblings and I saw the damage that it done for our family, and we decided not to live that way. Our family struggled financially over generations. My grandmother, my mom, my dad, we struggled financially over generations. It was more of a check to check thing. I don't remember any of them ever having large savings. We, as the children, decided that we were going to raise our children different. We were going to provide different. So the things that we didn't have as children, our children got as they went along. So I can see the chains being broken in my family. We don't drink as much. We don't have the alcoholism. We don't have the financial woes that they were having, or we're breaking them. Like I at 18, every bit of money I got, I consumed. My son has a very large savings because he is of the mindset of savings. So you choose to break the cycles by seeing the patterns in your life. Um, my daughter that I adopted, her mom was abused by her husband and all her boyfriends. She saw that abuse and she's not being abused. We broke the cycles. We chose differently by acting differently from the cycles that we saw. We wanted better. We strived for better. So that's how we stopped the cycles. We saw the pain that it was causing and we chose to make decisions that were different. My grandmother had a sixth grade education. My mom had my dad had a high school education. My mom had maybe a semester of college. All four of us graduated from college. All of our children are going to college. We broke the patterns,
It's
even
hard
the
to
cycle
do.
of abuse. Yeah.
If I can interject just really quickly, Nicole, before you go off, don't choose one of his favorite funny movies. I want you to choose one of your favorite. What
Absolutely.
is your favorite?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And Nicole, I would suggest one more thing. Again, you got to start putting it in perspective. It's been a few years. I'm guessing the picture that's there, because I hadn't seen it because it was so small on my screen, but now I see it over on the other side because it's bigger. I'm guessing that's him because that's the image I got from him. And that should be you or something else, because again, you're dwelling, and you need to you need to release again the energy of that and move on.
Let me tell you how bad me and my sisters and brothers would be if my mom had just a single picture of one child and not us.
Mhm.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
My brother posted on her birthday, this is her favorite. My mom, he said, mom and her favorite son. On his post, I put, these are her favorite kids. And I posted a picture of me and my sisters. We're jealous like that. You're not gonna post a picture of just him and not us. We were jealous like that. And I get it, he's gone on, but it, to me, it diminishes our importance by just saying, oh, he's the only one that I'm
And remember,
living.
you have two more. You have two more on this side.
Yeah.
They're here. You know, just saying. Don't mean to insult you. That's not what I. It's just I think you
Miss
just needed to
Nicole,
hear
you
that, and
said can
somebody
psych.
maybe needed to tell you, and I'm kind of sharing that with you. So if I were you, the one thing I would do to start releasing is maybe to change the picture and put all three of them if you want, or put somebody else or something else. You know. So
Hey
One
guys,
last thing
I'm
for Nicole,
going
who
to
said,
go.
go ahead, Miss Bonnie.
I'm gonna leave.
okay.
I'm tired. It's
And we've
over
done Miss
o'clock.
Nicole for about an hour, clearly.
Yeah.
So I hope you have a wonderful evening. But I'm
Thank
going
you,
to go to
Bonnie.
dreamland. Okay.
Absolutely.
Take
Thank you, Bonnie,
care.
for coming in. We appreciate it.
Love you both. Bye bye.
So back to Miss Nicole, who was talking about the cycles. One of the cycles that my grandmother came to me and I used to tell her from the afterlife, and she said, we know you think your life is hard, but we knew you were coming. It was supposed to be that way. We knew you were coming because you would break some of those cycles. And so I had a reading. We have a Tuesday night class, and the day before class, I had a vision or a dream. I don't even remember. They all kind of intertwined, where they showed me. I asked about why am I always trying? Why am I always working so hard? Why am I always concerned about money? Why am I always seeking money? And they said you were a slave in one of your past lives, right? So I was like, oh, okay. And they were like, we're trying to get you to break that cycle of thinking that you'll never have enough by showing you that you always have, that you do have enough. Right. So then the next day I was in class and the guy said, I don't want to offend you, but I see you on a plantation as a slave. It was confirmation to me. In my past life, I was a slave that I didn't have enough. So in this life, I was still carrying on trying to have enough. Now that I understand that, I'm not so concerned about not having enough because they showed me I have enough. You're feeling guilt over a cycle. So the thing that you need to ask your guides or whoever you pray for is, how do I get from feeling guilt over this to releasing this? How do I release this cycle? How do I let this go? how do I move on? Because that was my question to my guys. Why am I always seeking money? Why do I never think I have enough? And they showed it to me. I was a slave in a former life. And so now that I know that, and now that they showed me that I'm going to have enough and that they're always providing for me, I don't have, it's diminished and it's continuing to diminish. So that's how you break cycles. You ask questions and then you move forward with the information that they give you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I got. All right, Don, who's next? If we could even find anybody to, woo, that was a good one. I love this, Don. I so hope that I don't even know how you could splice this up because it was like
Yeah.
but it
This
was
one,
amazing.
yeah.
This is what I live for. This is why I come on live for stuff like this. I love doing this.
Yeah, and this is the healing. This is the healing part of our work. This is how healing begins. Is like
The way that you reach your guides is you just speak to your guides. That's because, see, a lot of times religion has us thinking that that our higher power is so far away from us. We're a part of that higher power. How would you talk to your mom? Like that would be like you saying, "Oh, I can't talk to my mom because she created me. She's above me and I can't reach her." Your higher power is always right there ready for you, waiting on you. They're probably just waiting on you to talk to them like this, like, well, whenever she's ready, I'm ready. So all you have to do is ask, like you asked me, just ask your higher power, ask your God source, whoever you pray to, how do I release this guilt? How do I get from where I am now feeling guilty to where I'm letting it go and I can move forward in joy? So that's all you have to do. Just the way that you're talking to me, talk to your guides. They're not that far away. It's not like it's some mystical mountain that you have to go to and sacrifice, to speak to your higher power. Just speak. It's as easy as that. All right, and then the next person, Angie, I had an epiphany the other day. And it came So then, what's that? She plant basing again? What? Are you doing general readings? Yes, we are doing general readings.
Oh, Angie, by the way, your mom looks young. She does. When you put when you put that number, I'm like,
She's 70, yeah. She just turned 70
she,
this year. Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, your mom looked great.
She
Yeah.
thinks she grown. I'll be like, Mama, sit down. Where you going? Like she be look, my mom came out the back room the other day in like this little leather jacket, a little leather jacket that fit, short around the waist, some
Mhm.
boots, and some little jeans and a t-shirt. I said, where are you going to a jazz club to sing? This is how I dress. Down.
No, I would not, because I don't think I've ever seen. I cannot recall ever seeing a picture of her before. And so when
Yeah.
you was like, that's your mom, is
And
like your
she's
sister.
always had blonde hair our whole life, so we never knew when we would go gray because she's always had blonde hair. She's always been the lady with blonde hair.
That's like
Yeah.
everything that he will. He'll never see his mom. He'll never know what color her hair is because he's never seen his mother
Yeah.
with non-colored hair, because she
Yep.
always colors and dyes that hair, and it's always a certain color, and she even messes with certain colors, but he's never seen the original. He doesn't know what the original would ever look like, and right now he doesn't even know if she'd be gray or not because he's never seen it. It's always colored and dyed and poofed up and whatever.
Yep. Always has had blonde hair. Yep.
Yeah, crazy.
All
But no,
right. So
she's a good looking woman.
thank you. I'll let her know. Morning Starlight said they would like a general or Ramona or unconventional me. So whichever one you want to do, Don.
Let's do Ramona, and then we'll do General Light, as we said, something light.
Morning Starlight. Okay, you're after Ramona. So
Yep.
Ramona wants a general. Immediately when I got into Ramona's energy, I got ripples in the water. So I feel like Ramona, you're dealing with an emotional issue. There's ripples in the water, but you're causing the ripples. Like you're kind of waving your hands in there, causing the ripples. Like if you would just focus on where you want to go, because they show me you laying in a boat. It's just you in a boat by yourself, and you're laying in the boat. And they're saying if you focus on where we're trying to take you in the boat, then you wouldn't have all these ripples. You wouldn't have all this chaos and all these things that are going on. So it's an emotional situation, and it's dark, but it's dark because you're staying out, like you've anchored yourself to the night, to the pain of this situation. And they're saying focus on where you want to go, not what's behind you or where you're trying to lead. You can't change anything about the past, but you can manifest how you want your future to be. And so they're saying focus on where you want to go. And they're showing me dollar signs, but the dollar signs are, as fast as they appear, they disappear because you're not putting any total effort or focus into those things. You're not focusing enough on where you want to be for anything to come to fruition. You're still stuck in behind you. And they want you to pay attention to where you're supposed to be going forward instead of what's behind you. So that's how they're showing it to me, Miss Ramona.
Miss Ramona, this is what I got. First of all, I got for you somebody did not do well by you. Okay, so you had a conflict situation. Somebody you thought you could trust kind of screwed you over there, and so I don't know what that's about, but I definitely get an energy that, again, you were let down by it. But you know what? It made you spin the wheel of fortune because it gets you out of your. You were what do you call it? Complacent. You were complacent, and you were just kind of going through the motions. And guess what? It made you wake up and say, you know what? I've got to take control. I've got to spin the wheel. I've got to be the one controlling my destiny and moving forward, which I love. Okay, so and you did. You spun that wheel, which is great. And it's been a bit of a journey. This is, again, but know that right in front of you with this card, this is a Six of Swords. And so with the Six of Swords card, energy is that it is letting you know that the destination is right in front of you. You can see it, you can taste it, you can feel it. You're not there yet, but you have it right in your sight. And I love this too, because what's in front of you is far better than what you're leaving, this is the World card. And so the world is right there, and the universe is delivering because you put good karma out there. And because you handled the whole situation very well, the good karma is coming back to you. And so again, the world is at your feet. And I love this because you know what it did to you? It made you become, and excuse me, ladies, because I don't mean to be, this is what I call the bitchy queen. Okay, you had to stand up and say, you know what? I ain't taking this no more. You got rolled from time to time, and you just went with it because you were going with the motion, because you're like, I want to go along to get along. And this is like, hell no. So you actually had to get verbal. You had to prove, you had to step up, and you had to, again, make sure that you were heard. Your voice was heard. You were taking in account of, your feelings were taken account of. And you were like, I'm here and I am not going away quietly. And I love this. And so, and don't fall back as you move forward with this card, especially, right? Don't get back into complacency, because that was one of the lessons you need to learn, is that never be complacent. Always be looking for pushing forward and putting yourself out there, making sure that people know you are around and that you're not someone to be trifled with. Okay. So remember, be this card. Remember, this card was a lesson for you. Okay. You went from being, I'm passive, I'm whatever, and I'll go with the flow, to no, I control my destiny, and never give up that power. Okay. I do feel like you gave the power away at one point, and it's coming.
And I feel like she's at the end of a hard lesson. Like whatever you're talking about, she's at the end of it. That's that 10. She's done carrying that burden, and
Yep.
she's like, hold on, I need to move. And again, that Knight of Swords, that's that ambition, that's that impulsiveness, that's that I got to get this done, I got to move on, and you just got to snap. You don't have time to think about it. Let me do what I need to do. And then that Ace of Pentacles, that Page of Pentacles, that's new opportunities that are coming toward you.
Mm-hmm.
Blessings and things of that way that are coming towards you. So you just got to be ready for them. You got to focus forward on that and get over the negativity of your journey, because there's always going to be, listen, let me tell you one song that I just heard the other day, Miley Cyrus, The Climb. There's always going to be another mountain. You're always going to want to make it move.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to do it. You just got to climb it. It's the climb. You got to climb that mountain every single time.
Yep. But again, we let me show you something, because this is one of my favorite things. And Ramona, this could be what was your situation, why you had to face that little drama. Okay.
Healing journey. About 2 years ago, my life was like really unmanageable, and I got shut. You know how the universe or God kind of like taps you on the shoulder, you don't listen, kind of gives you a little push, you don't listen, shoves you to your knees, you still don't listen. I got shoved on my ass, and so I needed to really change the way I was living.
Sometimes we, again, if we don't take care of ourselves, if we are not ensuring that we're, because if you don't take care of you, nobody else's will. I mean, if you expect them to, it ain't going to happen. And so sometimes the universe has to remind you, it's your turn. It's your turn. Stand up and make sure that your voice is heard. Make sure that you are participating and not just riding along. And that's what this could have been, a lesson like that. And so know that again, what's ahead of you is good and you're fine, but don't fall back into complacency and don't sit in the passenger seat. Make sure you're in the driver's seat and you are pressing forward.
And she says, I guess it's the fear of what's to come. Don't be afraid of what's to come. Like, because you keep saying, I have leaned behind. You're dwelling on the struggles that you've had in the past and you don't want them to come back. But the more you dwell on them, the more you draw them in, more things to more anxiety, more fears, more things for you to have that are negative. If you dwell on the things that are positive, those are the things that the universe will bring to you. If you're so afraid of, oh, you know what, I might lose this, I might lose that, I might gain, I might not have this, those are the things that are going to happen to you. Whatever you're focusing on, that's what you're bringing in. That's the energy you're attracting. If you want to focus on new things and positive things for the future, then see your future as a positive thing, you know? So focus forward, focus on joy, focus on how you want things to be, not on what you don't want them to be, because that's what you're drawing in. Whatever you're dwelling on, that's what you're drawing in.
Yep. Hey, Letty, nice to see you in. Next is it says Letty said I may not make the list, whatever, and I applied for 2 different jobs and doing and moving to be ready. I guess.
All right. Ready to be moving.
Yeah, or just moving forward. I guess maybe.
Good job.
Absolutely, Letty. That's good to hear. And again, good energy around both of those opportunities. So hopefully one of them will come through for you. Who was the second one that we talked about?
Morning Star Light or something like that.
Starlight.
Morning Star Light, are you still here? I think that's what it was. If you are, can you just put like general in there or what? So we can see. Oh, there it is. Me. Morning Star Light. Okay.
Is it a general or a specific morning star?
It was general.
Oh, general. Okay. I was trying to find it, but for some reason I'm drawn. I can't seem to see it. Looking from the forest through the trees,
I feel like you are in a very aggressive mindset right now, but not in a bad way, in a good way. It's kind of like, give me all that's due to me. Like you feel like you, even if this isn't work, in some aspect of your life, you feel like you've been passed up for many opportunities and you're like, no, I want everything that's mine. And you're speaking up a lot. Like the scratchiness in my throat is kind of being soothed because I get to speak. And so you're speaking up and everybody may not like who you are, but you're a badass. That is the word that they're giving me, is a badass. You're finally speaking up and saying, no, I want what's mine. And they're saying that you're going to get what's yours. You deserve it, so you're going to get it. And is there an opportunity at work that you're striving to get, like a promotion that you're trying to get now? Because they're making it seem like there's an elevation coming in your life, an opportunity, and you're like, if I don't get it this time, then I'm leaving. So I feel like you're going to get a promotion, or you're trying to get a promotion at work. Like you're trying to be elevated in some kind of way. You're tired of being looked over or left behind and getting like a pat on the back. You said, I want the compensation. I want the reward. I want the recognition. I want all that's mine. You own your own business. So you want the recognition, or you want to elevate in some way. You're not getting the elevation that you want. And so the clarity is coming for you. to get to move to the next level. But I do feel like there's an elevation coming in your career. Like you're about to start getting the recognition because they're showing me the sun card. The sun card is success and achievement. And I'm also seeing the world card where you're transitioning from one thing to another thing, but maybe you're giving away too much of the services. So they're saying that you need to value your services that you're giving and not give so much of it away. Like maybe this is your friend, and so say I and my friend wants her hair done, so I'll do her hair for free every time. Well, she would pay somebody else, so maybe she should pay you, even if it's a discounted rate. She should pay you, or you know what I'm saying. Stop giving your services away and allow people to patronize you the way they would patronize somebody else. But I heard you're giving a little bit too much away, and now you're going to be a little bit more strict about it, and people may not like it, but they're going to understand that this is business and that they need to pay for your services because you are good at whatever it is that you do. So I get that. Like make people pay for your services in the way that they would pay for somebody else. So that's what I got for Morningstar.
Morning star. Let me do some cards because I'm not really picking up a specific direction. Do 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 do. Wow, lots of you. It's interesting. You know, the one thing I can tell you is you got to move it, move it. You got to move it, move it. These are both nights. You know, not just one night, but two nights. And so this is the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. And so, or is this Knight of Cups? I think it says this is Cups, which is happiness, and this is abundance. And so it's interesting. You can't wait for everybody else. You can't wait for other things to happen. You can't wait for other people to bring you whatever. You can't wait for things. You got to make it happen. You got to get out there and shake the trees. But when you put things in motion, know that they will come through for you, and you will be happy with what you create. But you got to make it happen. You cannot wait for somebody else. Not right now. Right? Whatever you're wanting to happen, you have to make it happen. And you know this. Look at this. This is you've been told this. You know what you have to do. Spirits talk to you. You now take it as intuition, or you however you want to say it. You know what you need to do, but for some reason you've held back. And it's saying, don't hold back. Get out there and make it happen because that's what you need. Look at this. Another one. Number 3. Third night. If you're not
Well, it's not you can't get any more clear than that, Dom.
hell no. Yep. So you got to get off the sidelines. You got to get into the fight. You got to get moving. You got to make things happen. And again, don't wait for somebody else. And look at this, the Magician card, which is the manifester. So again, it's you. You're the alchemist. You have to make it happen. There's nothing here that tells me if you can't figure out, it's on you. I can't. Every card here tells me it's on you. So you have got to make something happen. You got to start making something happen. You got to get off the sidelines. You got to make something happen. You got to get to it. You got to get to it. That's just it. And
Is your business a personal service, like not a product? Is it a personal service that you're that you're doing? I don't feel like it's a product. I feel like it's a personal service.
that we all wish we had those cards because those cards are amazing.
3 nights, that means move it. That means you really need to get up off your rump and move.
Yep. And then the Magician, like what the hell, right? She said yes. He or she said yes.
So, okay, so it is a personal service. I don't feel like you're marketing it correctly. Like maybe you need to do a video of you providing that service, unless it's like, I don't know, like if it's an intimate service and it doesn't feel, is it weight training or like, are you what is the word? It's not physical trainer or personal. Are you a personal trainer or something in that, like a life coach or something along those lines? Like your marketing needs to be addressed. That's one thing. You're not marketing enough, and you're not utilizing the free advertising of the internet. You're a consultant, okay? You're not marketing yourself enough, and you need to make all those people that you may have given free services to do a review. You need some reviews, and you need some people to kind of toot your own, to kind of um, are you a personal trainer or something along those lines? Like your marketing needs to be addressed. That's one thing. You're not marketing enough, and you're not utilizing the free advertising of the internet. You're a consultant, okay? You're not marketing yourself enough, and you need to make all those people that you may have given free services to do a review. You need some people to kind of tell about the services that you're getting. Like I feel like you're giving away more than you're receiving back. So you need to market yourself different, and you need to utilize the internet and social media for your marketing because it's free. And you also need to ask people to do reviews for you on the services that you've provided for them. So
Yep.
there's a lot that you need to do as far as getting your name out there. Like I don't feel like enough people know who you are or what you do. Like word of mouth with a small circle of friends is enough. You need to get out a little bit more. And one
Absolutely.
person who's good at that is Don. Let me tell you, Don sold that book like it was the best, like it was magic beans.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you definitely have to toot your own horn. That's right.
Exactly. And make videos about what you're doing. Like whatever your service is, you can do small videos online to show people how they need your service or why they need your service or why your service is important in for people to patronize. Like if
Absolutely.
I don't know what you do, then how do I know that that's what I need? How did I know I needed a heated blanket? I saw people with heated blankets online. I was like, you know what? As cold as I am all the time, why haven't I never had a heated blanket? Then I saw advertisements about heated blankets. Voila, I've had 2 heated blankets. So you have to show people why they need your service.
And first and foremost, you have to convince yourself that you have a service that's valued enough to go out there. Because again, you have to be behind what it is you're doing, and don't be surprised if when you start doing that, you're again, you are your biggest marketer. You're your biggest. If you don't market it, then you're nobody else will. I mean, other people may, but they can't do what you do, because you know your product or your service better than anybody else. You know the intricacies of it. You know the uniqueness depending on what the situation is, that kind of stuff. And ultimately, you're the best salesperson for it because you understand it that well.
And have you started this over and over? Like, have you started this business, started this business and stopped, but you haven't changed your
Nope.
approach to it? You keep doing it the same way. You need to change your approach.
Yeah, she kind of hits a wall, and then she's like, oh, okay, well, and then she comes back and hits the wall and come back. It's like, keep hitting the wall. But you have to see, okay, what is the wall? What has created that wall? What is what, and then figure out a way to break through it. And sometimes the
How
wall.
are successful people in your line of business being successful?
Yeah.
You need to see people doing it. I watch people do readings all the time because I want to learn how they interpret the cards, what they're doing that I may not be doing, or just, different ways to get out there for people to know what we're doing or who we are, and that our services are available. So what are successful people in your line of work doing to be successful?
Mhm.
Really big events. So maybe do different kind of events, do maybe smaller, more intimate events, or do more local events, or do like maybe a county fair, a city fair, a local something. Market yourself to specific people. Decide who you want your clientele to be. That's one of the things you have to decide. Who do I want to be my clientele? And then how do I reach that group of people? Is it seniors? Is it millennials? Like millennials are going to be very social media for you. You're going to have to appeal to them in that way. Older people, you may have to reach them in a more personal, local, one-on-one, in a more out and about setting. You have to decide who you want your audience to be, and then reach them based on how they interact with that service. Oh, it caused a lot of people. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, is that you just really need to revamp the way that you're getting yourself out there and the services that you provide, or how you're going to provide the services.
Hopefully I know stage 4 means not good news. I'll put it that way. But hopefully things are going. I hate to say the word well, because well is not really. I mean, I totally get what stage 4 means. Okay, and so I'm not trying to I hope that that you're both are navigating this well, because it's hard to hear it when it happens, when you get that diagnosis, and it is not an easy thing to navigate for them and for family. Again, my husband is an oncologist. That's what he does, and he has to give these kinds of diagnoses more often than you can imagine. And sometimes there's hope and sometimes there isn't, but it definitely is an impact on the entire family. Good night, Kelly. Good to see you again too.
Right.
So I totally get it, and it can be an upheaval, but at the same time, I hope I hope your family is doing well with it, being able to work through this. I'll put it that way. Again,
He seems like her biggest cheerleader. Like he's always, trying to tell her to focus more on that and less on him, because I think he understands,
yes,
and so he wants her to focus on her future.
yes.
Is the best way that I can say that. And he's your biggest cheerleader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what I would do is, Morningstar, one thing I would suggest to you is go back, and even though you're a distance, time-wise distance away from each of the previous events where chaos happened, I would sit down and write an after-action report. Even though it's stale at this point, I would write an after-action report on each of the events that you had, and specifically focus on what went wrong, and then compare them. Write them at different times. So maybe do one week, one the next, and one the next, or whatever, and then compare them and find the commonality or the genesis of the chaos. And it's probably going to come to the same root cause at one point. The light will come on. You're like, holy shit, it was there all the time. I didn't see it. And you'll be able to use, again, what you've learned and what you experienced to help you get into a situation where you won't have that happen again. Generally speaking, when you're hitting a roadblock like that a few times, that tells you that, again, usually it's the same root cause. Even if it comes through differently, you're like, oh man, now I see it. I see this, that these are all related to this one thing. And then that could be planning. It could be execution. It could be detail.
Marketing.
It could be, exactly. There's so many things that could be at the genesis of the problem, but until you put it on paper and then you review it, you don't see it. And once you put it on paper and you review it, and you're like, oh man, I saw it. This is obvious, but it wasn't obvious until you put it on paper. So, and again, if you're like me, putting on paper means a lot, because then it all comes very clear. So give that consideration.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see that. That's funny. So with that said, I'm kind of about there too myself, Miss Angie. So if
Listen, that mediumship was no joke. You saw me trying to stay hydrated, but it was strong. But he wasn't heavy energy. He was light, but it was a long read.
Yeah. And for you guys who don't really understand, when we take mediumship hits, it really drains a lot of energy out of us, because again, we have to keep our vibrational level high, like we talked about, so that we're closer to their level. And when you keep your level like this for a sustained period of time, it can deplete you, and it was inspirational. I mean, I am so blessed we had this opportunity. And so
I am so happy. If you guys didn't get a reading tonight, Don will be back on in the morning with Miss Shauna.
Absolutely, about 7-ish, big strong on the ish in the morning, and that's West Coast time, 8, 9, and 10, depending on which zone you're in. So Eastern time 10, 7 West.
If you're subscribed to Don, you won't even have to try to figure it out. You'll just get the alert. So if you're subscribed to Don or Miss Shauna, you'll get the alert in the morning when they come on. And they are hilarious. That used to be the highlight of my Thursday, listening to them. And they haven't been together for a while, so this should be good.
It has been a while. Yeah, because she was out and then I was out and then she was, oh my God, you're right.
And the weather, it's been a lot. So I am looking forward to it. They better not call me into no meetings or talk to me or nothing.
How dare your work want you to work when, like, not on this day.
What? Exactly.
Be gone. You have no power here.
Exactly.
Well, thank you again, Miss Angie. It was fun. It was good to be back with you as well. And I'm so glad you're back in Arizona. And, the weather's a little chilly for you, I'm sure, but it's not.
It's okay. I've been loving opening the window, Don. and letting that crisp air through. It's something about that fresh, crisp air that comes through. I'm wrapped up under a heated blanket, but I still love that crisp air.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, with that said, tell Brandon we said hello, by the way, when you talk to him next. Okay.
He was over here yesterday. That's why I was late for class. But yeah, I
Yeah.
will talk to him again to make sure he goes to vote.
Yes. And I'm so glad he's doing well. It's wonderful. You know, it's funny. He's like one of our community children in that sense.
Exactly.
Seen him grow with you, and you know, it's like we through it all with you. So it's kind of one of the things, you know. It's like he's one of all of ours. You know, it's in that sense. He's all of our sons.
Exactly. So,
and we're all proud to have him. I tell you guys, if you don't know the story, that child is so accomplished. He's amazing. And of course, he gets it from Mama because that's where it came from.
We're working on it. We're trying.
So with that, and Thomas Kina, we said hello too, by the way.
Definitely. This is her last day of bowling. She said they did horrible this season, but this was her last day of bowling. She's on a bowling league.
So maybe she'll pop in from time to time now.
Exactly.
Yes, indeed. Kina, by the way, is Miss Angie's sister, and Kina used to be our moderator. She used to come on here and run the show, and believe me, she was a great gatekeeper because when you wanted to come on the show, you didn't give her grief. Otherwise, you'll never find your way on the show.
Exactly. You better be nice to Kina.
Yeah, and we didn't have
the abandon us.
Exactly. We didn't look at the energies and say what we're drawn to. She told us who we're reading.
She cracked the whip. Y'all been going too long. Move on.
That long reading we had tonight would never have it under her because she's like, no, we're done.
And you know what? Occasionally she would pop on the screen and have a couple, 2-3 words to say. So she might have jumped in too.
She probably would have. She's like, have you all lost your mind? Come on, move on. We're good. Anyway, tell her I said hello. Again, thanks everybody. It's your energy that you bring to us that helps us do our readings, and so we bless you. Without you, we could not do it. And so, join us again tomorrow, and then we'll be back next week for the same situation. So please join us then as well. And until then, we will talk later. Adios. Let me try to find some quick music here to get us out with as we roll out the door. Here we go. There we go. Bye.